Hey there, it's Joy Foster, founder of Tech Pixies and the host of the Sparkle and Thrive podcast. And I am so excited to go through the third key to building your dream. Now, there's many more than 3 steps in this dream building process. And I am a certified dream builder coach now with Brave Thinking Institute, which is one of the new programs we've introduced to the Tech Pixies repertoire of amazing programs. We of course, you might already know about our social media mastery program. We have both our self-study program as well as our VIP group coaching program. You might have already been on our social media superhero bootcamp, and you might have done our free training. There's lots of different things that you may have participated in with Tech Pixies, but one of the other wonderful things that you can participate in is our vision workshop. And you can find out more at techpixies.com/vision workshop. And I've been doing a series of podcasts to walk you through a little bit of a teaser, a taster of what we do at that vision workshop. At the end of that vision workshop, I invite people to join me for a 12-week Dream Builder program. And it's group coaching with me in a small group for a 12-week period of time. And we go much, much deeper into building your dream. But it starts with the first 3 steps. And we have already been going through those 3 steps in these last few podcasts. And I just want to remind you that we're now on the 3rd step, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So get ready. If you're in your car, buckle your seatbelt. This is going to be a fun one. If you're listening on a walk or whatnot, you're going to really enjoy this. Okay, so in the very first session, we talked about longing and discontent, looking at the 4 key areas of your life, which are your love and relationships, your health and well-being, your vocation, and your time and money freedom. Looking at those 4 areas of your life and seeing where you have longing and discontent, and then flipping it on its head and saying, what would I love in those 4 areas? And once you know what you would love, then we need to start thinking about the steps we can take to move forwards. And it's really important to understand that as we start to think about what we could be doing, how we could move forward, we're going to have some feelings and emotions that come up. And that's what today is all about. We talked about the fact that we can check our dream against 5 questions. I gave you those 5 questions in the second session, and it helps you to decide, is this a dream that I want to invest my time and my effort into? Because of course, remember, the dream picks you. You don't pick the dream. You have to decide whether or not the dream is worthy of your time, your effort, your energy, your money. So let's say we've done the 5-point question. If you missed the 5 questions, go back and listen to the second part of this. This is the 3rd part, and go back and listen to that. But what I did say is, once you know that, yes, definitively, this is a dream you want to pursue, you're going to get faced with 3 things: distraction, dissuasion, and DEFCON. These are things that stop you from moving forwards. And why this is important to deal with is because signs of distraction, signs of dissuasion, signs of DEFCON, which is flight, fight, or freeze, these are all signs you're going in the right direction. If you don't have those signs, then it means the dream is not really a dream. It's more like a goal. It's something that's easily accomplished, or it's achievable. And that's why one of the 5 questions is, does this require help from a higher power? Does this require more than you know how to do? And we talked about the fact that the word how is not helpful. It's not, how am I going to do this? It's knowing that the how is known and focusing more on who and what. Who do I need to call? Who do I need to email? What do I need to say? What do I need to ask to move towards that dream? But you may find yourself in a place of fear. And you may find yourself unable to move forward with action, even though taking action is one of the most powerful steps you can do going forwards, because of fear. So this episode is all about befriending your fear. It's really important that we befriend our fear, we embrace failure, and we move forwards in spite of fear and failure. So I already talked about the fact that you might have a situation, which is your dream, this thing you want to accomplish, and then you'll have thoughts and emotions around that situation, okay? Thoughts and emotions repeated over and over again become a belief system. That belief system is what dictates our decisions. And we talked about deciding for the dream, right? We talked about designing the dream, deciding for the dream. And now we're talking about befriending our fear and moving towards that dream. So when we are talking about deciding for the dream, you are going to have thoughts and emotions that come around that. And it's really important to understand that those thoughts and emotions affect your ability to make the decision to move forwards. So you either decide to take action or you decide to not take action. And that gives you a direct result. So if we rewind all the way back, we know that your results are tied into the thoughts that you have around the situation. And by the way, just so you know, the situation's neutral. The dream does not care what you think about it. It doesn't care if you're scared or not. The dream is the dream. We project thoughts and emotions around that dream. So really important to understand that if we want to change the results, we have to change our thoughts. And that's why I'm also a certified master neurocoach, because I understand how to consciously rewrite the subconscious so that the thoughts that were stopping you stop stopping you, right? The thoughts that were stopping you don't get in the way anymore. We can give you new thoughts that replace the old thoughts through a special exercise called brain priming. And it's something I do with our students at Tech Pixies, and it's something that I do with our Dream Builder students. We can consciously rewrite the subconscious. We can change the trajectory of our life by consciously changing it, not relying on default. Remember, are you living a life by design or life by default? So a question that comes up, and the reason people don't make a decision to take action to move forward is, what if I fail? What if I fail? That is the question that a lot of people ask. And I want to ask you this. When you were learning to talk, when you were learning to walk, did you get to a point where you just one day decided, this is a bit too hard, I'm just going to stop trying to talk, or this is a bit too hard, I'm going to stop trying to walk? No, you tried again and again and again. Maybe your parents corrected your English. Maybe you had to fall down and stand up and fall down and stand up and fall down and stand up. My precious little girl, Heidi, when she was learning to walk, she actually scooted on the floor. She never crawled, she scooted. And then the day her brother was born, she stood up and walked. It was like, I'm old enough to walk, so I'm going to walk, right? But that doesn't mean she didn't try. She didn't try to walk before then. She did. She just kept falling over. She decided, I'm just going to scoot until I figure it out. And then she figured it out. She can walk today because she figured it out. You can walk today, or you can speak today because you figured it out. Everything is figure outable. Remember that book from Marie Forleo, one of my favorites. So you figured it out, then you can figure it out now. And if we can get in touch with that part of us that knows that we can figure things out and believes that we can figure things out, then we will. Oprah was told she was not fit for TV. Bruce Springsteen was told he couldn't sing. Walt Disney was told that he lacked imagination while at the same time being fired from a newspaper. Fear and failure are prerequisites for great dreams and for achieving great dreams. So it's really important that when you feel the fear, you decide to change your perception of that fear. Let's talk about it as being excitement. I was at an event recently, and the speaker who was coming after me, she had never spoken to a room with 50 people in it. She had never followed a speaker who had already done speaking engagements before. She was really nervous, and she came up to me and she said, I'm really nervous about speaking after you. And I said, do you know that excitement is the same feeling as nervousness? Excitement is the same feeling as fear. And what's the worst that can happen? And when you really think about what's the worst that can happen, it's usually not as bad as you think. And then we flip it on its head and we think, what's the best that can happen? What's the best that can happen? That's the place we want to come from. We want to come from what's the best that can happen. Another way of looking at failure, a good friend of mine, Jess Rogers, taught me this years and years ago, is fail stands for all I have learned. It's a learning opportunity. The content of our life is our curriculum. It helps us to make better decisions in the future. But if you never go for something and you never make any mistakes, you're never going to be able to correct them later in the future when there's bigger things at stake. So it's really important to see fear and failure as a prerequisite to achieving great dreams. So let's go back to that thing you need to do. You need to take action. Inaction is the death of dreams. I have said that for years, and I believe that with my whole heart. I also know that when you have failed, it is hard to pick yourself back up and put yourself out there again. But if there's any part of you that can register with the fact that you did fail and you put yourself back up again and you did it again and you put yourself back out there, then you will see that it's possible to do it again and it's possible to try it again. And I have not met one person to date who has said to me that they chased their dreams and they regretted it. I've never met a person who actually chased their dreams, who actually took an action step towards their dreams, who regretted it. Because the learning you get along the way, the journey you go on, is the reason why it is worth doing in the first place. Has nothing to do with the end result. That's the teaser. We think it's about the end result. It's not about the end result. It's about the journey. It's about the person you become in the process. I know for a fact that when I did not make the U.S. archery team, I was extremely disappointed. It took me a very long time to recover from it, and it took me a very long time to pursue something again with all my heart, knowing that I might fail at it. It took me a long time. But what I've learned over the years is that that was a gift, and that actually I can turn failure into success really fast now. You know, that was a long time ago, but I started a big journey of understanding the steps I needed to take mentally, physically, emotionally to move through things that were holding me back. That's why I'm a certified master neuro coach. That's why I'm a certified dream builder coach. That's why I run Tech Pixies, because I know what it's like to be that person who wants to return to work. I've done it 3 times. I know what it's like to change careers. I've done it 9 times. I know what it's like to start a business. I've done it 3 times. And I know that in every single step along the way, as I was returning to work, changing careers, starting a business, every time I did that 15 different times that I was doing those things, I had fear, I had failure, and I pushed through. I'm only 1 or 2 steps ahead of you, but I know what it's like to be on the other side. I know what it's like to climb the mountain and see the view from the top. And guess what? When you get to the top of the mountain and you see the view from the top, you see another mountain. And that's normal. That's human beings. That's the nature of who we are. We're part of an ever-expanding universe. It makes 100% sense that we ourselves would want to expand. And it's completely normal. It's completely part of who we are. It's completely part of the nature of what we do. And we need to harness that power to make this world a better place for yourself, but more importantly for the people around you, because that's our job. That's our job on this earth, to make it a better place. So if this inspired you, if you enjoyed this, I would encourage you to come to our vision workshop, techpixies.com/vision workshop. You'll find all the dates there. We run them multiple times throughout the year. We also have an amazing Dream Builder program, and there's more details about that at the Vision Workshop. And of course, I want the best for you. So if you want to upskill in social media so that you can return to work, change careers, or start a business, we've got some amazing programs at techpixies.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have an amazing start to this brand new year. And I look forward to seeing your progress.